Hi guys. So this is going to be the video to show my small planter template. Um, yeah, I've already cut my pieces and I've already let them firm up. The template is 3, so you have to cut, this is the outside wall, cut it 3 times. Then this is the inside wall with the drainage holes, cut it twice. And then of course the base. One thing you're going to want to do with the base, when you do cut it out, you're going to want to outline where your center is. So how I do that, you can there's a few ways you can do it. You can poke holes if you want, just so you have a basis of where it is. What I do is I just take the end of my tool, go in a circle around that, so it gives a very light outline. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can see it. So it's a very light outline right there. So yes, that's your template. Make sure you cut out the pieces. Make sure you cut out the drainage holes. Technically, if you wanted to, you could probably cut out the centerpiece and then use it. But yeah, I mean, whatever you're comfortable with. I have my way of doing things because I also don't like a lot of pieces around. But that is the templates. And when you do cut it out, let it firm up just a little bit so that it's easier to work with. I'm hoping I didn't firm up mine too much, to be honest. But let's get started. So you're going to want to take your base. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to bevel my ends first. Now with the center bowl that is going to hold the plant itself, you're going to want to make sure when you bevel it that it lines up. So I want this side to line up, so I'm going to make sure I bevel the correct side so that it does, and the holes are together on the same, like so. And then I can bevel that, bam, and then put them to the side for now, and then bevel all of your other your outside wall pieces. So this is just the outside wall to kind of stop it from like when the water comes out of the plant and the drainage holes, to stop them from overflowing, or I guess not overflowing, but like spilling over the edge. Another thing you could do, you don't even need the walls technically. If you're like a seasoned potter, you could just flip up, but I personally like and I like the look of the walls. Gives a uniform look, so I use the walls, and for the sake of this template, just use the walls. So I'm just doing this. Oh, bam. Okay, I'm gonna put those to the side. Now I've got this. I've already marked my bottom with my new logo. Yay. Put it on the center. And I'm going to score the outside. Oh yeah, I let it dry a little too much, but it's still workable. Scoring the outside because that's where the outside walls are going to go. And remember, you can use just your pin tool and like X's to score it, or I have a scoring tool that I use. So the center one, you are going to sponge out any imperfections, but really you just want to know where the center is. So I'm just scoring that center line there. Voila. And I like to do the center piece first, just because I want to smooth out that center piece as much as I can before putting on the outside, because the sponge, it's a little hard to get into the creases. So I'm now going to score the bottom of my center wall and the beveled sides. Like so. And I use vinegar, but you can use water or slip. I'm going to add the vinegar to the bottom, to any scored part. So I think I said in one of my last videos that I'm like not sure what the point of vinegar is. So apparently, and I didn't really do any research besides what I'd already like heard. It's because it like kind of eats the surface of the clay, like the acidity. I should probably actually research that before I start giving information. So I'm really not sure. I've just heard someone said use vinegar, and I started using vinegar, and I never went back. Okay, so I've got the first wall on there, and I'm just going to press it down so it's secure. Put a little more vinegar at the edges to kind of blend in the edges, which I'll do multiple times throughout this. Bam. Now I'm going to go take my second wall piece. Do the same thing. Get my vinegar. And no, I have not fixed my squeaky chair. Okay. Join the bevels. Yeah, my clay is a little too hard, but it's working. It's fine. Make sure it's nice and secure. Seams. There. Now I want to blend my seams. Oh, I never cleaned it. I was cleaning my rib here and I forgot about it. Okay, so I got my rib. Just gonna glide it. So all I do is just glide like so. When I can see it, it's better though. So I just glide it, and then I also, to blend, I will just, gotta go against the grain here and just do that. Do the same on the inside. Sometimes, like, I know I have tiny hands, but when I'm doing pottery like this, sometimes I feel like my hands are just way too big. Okay. Another thing I've started doing to kind of hide my seams, and I learned this from another potter, probably on Instagram, probably while watching reels, is they will score the seams like so. And I'm actually finding that this is working, and I'm going to keep doing it this way. And then they'll use their rib and just glide and smooth. So, glide, smooth. Again, better when I can see it. But I've been enjoying that because I find it, my seams are a lot less noticeable now. Which I know, I feel like any other potter watching this is going to be like, you didn't know that? It's like, well, I've seen it before, but I never really tried it. This time I tried it, and I was like, I should have tried that a long time ago. Yeah, and I'm just using my thumb to kind of smooth out any cracks because of the fact that my clay is a little too dry. And I'm going to go back in with the vinegar, smooth it, the seams on the bottom here, and on the outside bottom, just to make sure it's all secure. So, because this is going to have outside walls and it's kind of a pain in the butt to smooth it later, I try to get this center spot as smooth as possible. So, I do put a little extra effort in. Or the center sphere, I guess. What am I trying to say? I always forget my words as soon as the second the camera turns on. Words gone out of my head. No idea what word is what. What anything's called. Nothing. I got nothing. I'm using a granite clay today. I'm just trying, because I'm changing up my aesthetic, I guess. I'm trying to use the clays that I won't be using anymore. So this is a granite clay that I do love. It's a Pottery Supply House granite clay. It looks really good when it's all fired, but it does not play nicely with a lot of glazes. So I've kind of been veering away from it. And yeah, so I'm just going to start using it up on these templates and videos and see what I can do with it. Well, I have some and probably won't be buying it again unless I need it for a specific project. Okay. So that looks pretty good. I'm also going to kind of get into my drainage holes because, I mean, I did score, so you want to fill in that a little bit and just making sure it's smooth. Clean it up again. Okay. That looks good. Now I'm going to do my outside walls. I'm going to score it just a little bit more. And same thing, so I'm going to score the bottom and the beveled sides. Oh, I almost forgot to put the vinegar on my scored bottom here. Okay. Placing that on there. Do the next one, make sure it lines up so I know what side to score. Perfect. Okay. Vinegar. Okay. Attach. Beautiful. And last one. Oh, I did the wrong side. That's okay. Mistakes happen. Luckily, I can just kind of brush that out. Score this side. This one's not a big deal because it's just a small wall. Most mistakes are fixable. Right. And this fits almost perfectly. Oh yeah, no, we're good. It fits perfectly. So I'm going to push down my sides. Make sure they're secure. And try to blend as much as possible. It's kind of a smaller blend because it's such a small piece. Score my seams. Oh, the outside seams. It's a little harder because it's so little. Where is it? Right there. Just going to brush up. Okay. I'm going to sponge it out. Oh wait, first I want to secure my seams a little more, some more vinegar. See, like it's hard to get in there because now the space is so small. That's why I like to do a little more sponging at the beginning, even though I just put a hole in it. There we go. Okay, go around the sides. Carefully, probably more carefully than I am. There we go. I've got a spot back here that's just not wanting to stay put. There we go. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to let this get to leather hard. And then I'm going to finish cleaning it up. This spot, jeez. There. That should do it. There we go. Okay. Gonna let it get to leather hard, finish smoothing it out so it looks nice. And I always, of the planters, I always trim the bottom because this bottom part can get pretty sharp. Yeah, that is the small planter. If there's any templates you'd like to see, you'd like me to create, let me know. But I like to keep my templates fairly simple, as you can tell. Yeah, like, subscribe. If you don't have this template already, the link will be below in my description. And it's on my Etsy. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. I'm going to let this sucker dry. And then I'm going to create a large one. The large one, same concept. A little more difficult. No, I don't actually know. They're both fine. Thank you. Have a good one.